They thought she was weak. Just another recruit making excuses. But when the dust lifted and the sleeve of her jacket rolled back, the mark carved into her skin made the general's blood run cold. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. It started on a cold morning at Fort Hamilton. The sky was heavy, gray, and cruel. The platoon stood in formation, breaths rising like smoke as Sergeant Collins barked orders for PT. Among them stood Private Lena Ward. Quiet, reserved, her face pale under the dawn light. She had missed 2 physical training sessions that week, and whispers were spreading fast. Maybe she's just lazy, one soldier sneered. She's probably scared of a little mud. Another added, loud enough for her to hear. Lena said nothing. Her right hand trembled slightly as she adjusted her sleeve, the one she always kept rolled down. The sergeant's voice cut through the murmurs. Ward, since you've got excuses, you'll lead today's run. No sympathy for slackers. Every eye turned to her. Her heart pounded, not from fear of running, but from what might happen if her secret got out. She stepped forward, her boots pressing into the frost. As they began the run, soldiers pushed past her, laughing. A few threw taunts. Pick it up, Ward. Try not to faint this time. But halfway through the track, something shifted. The ground shook faintly, not from thunder, but from the rhythmic march of an approaching convoy. A black SUV stopped near the training field. Out stepped a man in full uniform, chest full of ribbons. General Mason. His eyes were sharp as glass. He was inspecting the new recruits, until his gaze landed on Lena. He froze. Ward? His voice cracked slightly, just enough for the sergeant to notice. You know her, sir? Collins asked. The general didn't answer. He stepped closer. Lena stiffened, instinctively pulling her sleeve down again. Too late. The wind caught it, revealing the faint outline of a black skull burned into her wrist. The yard fell silent. The laughter died. The general's jaw tightened. Everyone stand down. Now. Murmurs rippled through the platoon. The sergeant looked confused. Sir, is there a problem? Mason didn't look at him. His eyes stayed on Lena, filled with something between disbelief and respect. Private Ward, that mark, where did you get it? She hesitated, her voice barely above a whisper. Operation Serpent Dawn, sir. Black Ops Echo Team. The words hit the crowd like a thunderclap. Soldiers glanced at each other, some in disbelief, others in awe. Echo Team was a myth, a ghost unit whispered about in briefings, but never confirmed. Operatives from that team were said to vanish, after missions so dark they never made it to reports. The sergeant took a step back. That can't be true. Lena finally looked up, meeting his eyes. You think I wanted that mark? I lost half my team for it. And I came here to start over, not to be mocked for limping. The silence that followed was suffocating. Even the wind seemed to stop moving. The general's voice softened. She's telling the truth. I was the commanding officer during that mission. I thought none of them made it. He turned toward the platoon, his tone cutting through the air. You all judged her without knowing the cost she paid. She doesn't owe you another mile. You owe her respect. No one spoke. Shame painted their faces. Lena stood motionless, tears glistening in her eyes. Not from pain, but from being seen again after years of hiding. Later, when the general quietly saluted her, the gesture broke something inside the others. The same soldiers who once mocked her stood in line, one by one, offering silent nods of respect. The sun broke through the clouds then, pouring light across the field as if forgiving it. Because courage doesn't shout. Sometimes it limps, it hides, and still shows up when the world forgets what it owes. And somewhere under that rising sun, the black skull on her wrist stopped feeling like a wound and became a reminder that survival itself is an act of quiet heroism. If this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe, share it with someone who believes in second chances, and tell me in the comments what this story meant to you. Your voice keeps these stories alive.